Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
It'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable, gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
Five, 3.
Red 57! Red 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie hits a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is
is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sports Line. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Sportsline for Thursday, game night for the Mountaineers. They're at Cincinnati. We're going to Cincinnati in just a second. Greg Hunter's here. Good evening.
Good evening, Kyle.
Thanks for coming out.
Sure.
Of course, Brad's out there in Cincinnati. We've got a lot to do tonight. We're going to get a preview of the game here real quick from Greg Carey, who's in Cincinnati. We're going to talk about the Country Roads Shootout at West Virginia State. That's that massive tournament where they play 4 days worth of games. There's like 36 games in 4 days. And we'll get a preview of that from tournament organizer Mick Price. That's coming up next weekend, the tournament is, or next week, I should say. And Dalton Bolon, I'm sure you've heard about this. We talked about it a little bit. Dalton Bolon, former West Liberty Division II All-American, finished his college basketball career at College of Charleston. He recently set a new world record for the number of three-point shots hit in a 24-hour span. So we're going to catch up with him and find out how that all came about and what that felt like. 10,700 threes he made in 24 hours.
Wow. Just incredible. But yeah, all for charitable forces. It sounds like
for a buddy.
Yeah, very great of him to do so, and what an achievement.
First, let's go to Cincinnati. Greg Carey's there for WV MetroNews.com. And Greg, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Oh, we're doing well. Okay, updated injury report from Cincinnati. Mustafa Cham is out along with Abayev. That's a pretty good chunk of their offense. That's two significant scores.
Yeah, and Mustafa was listed as questionable earlier in the day, so it was certainly something that we've been monitoring. But looks like West Virginia, at least from the start on paper, catches a little bit of a break. As we know in the first meeting, the Mountaineers were really able to neutralize what's been a strong inside presence for most of this season from Cincinnati. But certainly appears the Bearcats will have a different look, and really that was already going to be the case. You go back to that first game, Kirk Chrysler missed the first matchup in Morgantown. That was the first of 4 straight contests. He missed with an injury. He's back in the lineup. And then Sincere Harris has missed the last 2 games with illness. He's been warming up tonight, so would expect to see him, not exactly sure how much, but looks like he is at least trending towards, making his return to the lineup perhaps as soon as tonight based on the pregame indications.
So, Greg, 51 minutes till tip-off, more or less, probably a little bit more. Any kind of feel on what atmosphere is going to be like at Fifth Third?
Yeah, well, certainly it hasn't been, a very positive season for Cincinnati. We know a lot of the fan base hasn't been pleased with, the direction of the program under head coach Wes Miller. And I think one of the, important things for West Virginia this evening has, really been a bugaboo recently in both road and home games is, slow starts. And if you're able to kind of rectify that situation tonight, not only would it help build confidence, but, could it perhaps maybe lead to some early displeasure from the crowd here? And, not saying that certainly the Bearcats would have any indication of throwing in the towel, but we know at 500, there's been a lot of calling for, Wes Miller and the fact that Cincinnati hasn't been very successful, particularly recently under his watch. So, I think that it's an important game certainly for both teams, but as we know, the last couple of years, West Virginia's had the upper hand in this series, and this would be a very important game to get for the Mountaineers because they're kind of running low on opportunities here.
So Cham and Miller both struggled in the game here. They combined for just 8 points. Cham's out. I mean, that's massive. 7'2" center is out. Baba Miller, though, has been red hot. I mean, he's been scoring and rebounding at a very, very significant clip. So obviously the matchup with him is going to be crucial. That and Cincinnati's three-point shooting. If they hit 12 or 13 or 14 threes, they're probably going to win.
Yeah, and you really look at West Virginia's ability to contain Baba Miller in that first matchup, and obviously it was pivotal in the outcome. It was a very close game that could have gone either way, and wouldn't really expect anything differently this time around. And he's averaging a double-double, so not only is he a guy that, they'll run some offense through, but he can kind of go and get his as well because he's one of the better offensive rebounders and really, all-around rebounders in the Big 12. And if West Virginia can limit his second chance opportunities, you would like to think that would go a long way towards the Mountaineers keeping him in check in this one as well.
Certainly, Honor Huff, everybody on the West Virginia side hopes he bounces back after a subpar performance on Saturday against Baylor. But if you look at his best game in the Big 12, at least in terms of distance shooting, he was 6 of 10 against the Bearcats in the win in Morgantown earlier this year. Had a huge one late in that game in leading West Virginia to come back. So past history shows he's been successful, though you'd think the Bearcats are going to do everything they can to slow him down. But he certainly needs to perform better or shoot it better than he did this past Saturday, I would think.
No doubt about it. And, West Virginia desperately needs him to get going. And I would think kind of, trending along with what I was saying earlier about the team in general would be very positive for Honor Huff to see one or two fall, early in the game, kind of maybe get a little bit of the swagger back because we know he struggled to score and he struggled with his shot. And not like he's ever necessarily going to lack for confidence, but it certainly has to start weighing on you somewhat mentally. And if he can get going early in this game and maybe get a couple free looks, obviously that's what the Bearcats are going to be out to deny, but West Virginia certainly needs more productivity from him. And you mentioned, efficiency has been something that he's lacked over the last few weeks, but it's also something that he had in terms of the first matchup against Cincinnati. He had a strong game in terms of shooting 60% overall, and obviously wasn't necessarily forcing shots, was just kind of letting the game come to him. And you would expect West Virginia is going to maybe make a conscious effort to try to get him some early looks in this game. But regardless, he's going to have to be solid again and, continue to make the right plays and then certainly knock some of those perimeter shots down.
Yeah, that's how you would avoid a slow start, right, is get Huff and Eaglestaff some open looks and hopefully they knock some shots down and you're off and running.
Yeah, and, West Virginia's had decent amount of preparation time leading up to this game, haven't played since last Saturday. So, maybe Ross Hodge is able to kind of tweak some things here and maybe display some looks that certainly you would expect both teams, have a strong familiarity with one another. So hopefully, in the case of Ross Hodge, he's going to try to display some things that maybe the Bearcats haven't seen on film and, how early or how late he chooses to do that, we'll wait and see. But I think the Mountaineers would go, a long way towards just really their overall aura and really their ability to kind of compete in this game at a high level throughout if they're able to avoid falling behind. Because you think about it, even in the lone win away from Morgantown at Arizona State, they didn't get off to a particularly strong start in that game either. So it's been an ongoing problem, and too often, whether it's been at home or on the road.
Everybody looks at tape, so you're going to wonder what Cincinnati's going to do differently this time around. We know that Sincere Harris is a very good defender. Was at West Virginia, still is to the Bearcats. Do they try to lock him up, do you think, on Huff? Have him focus on Eaglestaff? Jizzle James and Dede Thomas are good guards as well, but they're more scorers. You put your best defender on Huff. I'm just wondering how that's going to work for Cincinnati.
Yeah, and from a quickness standpoint and, from an activity standpoint, certainly Sincere Harris has what it takes to give just about anybody trouble on that end. But, from a size perspective, he does match up halfway decent with Eaglestaff. So I think ultimately what it'll kind of come down to for Wes Miller is how often you want to have him pestering the ball, or do you want him really, following one particular player at all times and kind of closely sticking on somebody, whether that likely would be one of the two between Huff or Eaglestaff.
Well, you mentioned the importance of this one, and West Virginia flat out gave one up Saturday at home against Baylor. And, again, it's difficult to win on the road in this league. West Virginia's done it just once at Arizona State, but in this situation in particular, without Mustafa Cham, this is one, the Mountaineers need to get, again, after giving that one back on Saturday.
Yeah, you win this game, you still 2+2 games up in terms of your record in the Big 12, and, would only really add to the significance of Sunday's home matchup against the nationally ranked Texas Tech team. So, West Virginia is, like we said, they're not certainly without opportunity, but they are, reducing the number of them, and certainly Saturday's outcome was a big setback in terms of their overall resume, and obviously the first home loss this season, and a good place to start in terms of making up for that, or trying to, would be completing the regular season sweep tonight at Cincinnati.
No doubt. Well, Greg, we certainly appreciate your input tonight. Enjoy the game. We'll look for your work a little bit later on at the website.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
Greg Carey there at WVMetroNews.com in Cincinnati for the Mountaineers against the Bearcats, which will tip off a little after 7 o'clock. Then the Mountaineers are right back home to host Texas Tech on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, that afternoon. So difficult games. Certainly Tech is very good, though. UCF got them on the road last week, and then they also fell to Kansas. So they're not perfect, and we know Cincinnati isn't perfect either, but especially at Fifth Third Arena, this is not going to be an easy contest for the Mountaineers, who are an underdog in this game.
Underway, your thoughts on the game, 304-TALK-304. That's the text line. We'll check the text. Coming up, we'll talk about the Country Roads Shootout at West Virginia State. It starts on Monday. Four big days of basketball there at West Virginia State. 8 or 9 games a day for 4 days. So the organizer is veteran coach Mick Price of Ravenswood. We'll talk with him. And then a little bit later on, Dalton Bolon, who he just walked out on the court and made 10,000 three-pointers.
Wow.
So,
what a day. What an evening.
Yeah, we'll get into that with him coming up on the Sports Line. This month, protect what you love, your business, your data, and your reputation. CityNet Cybersecurity Solutions help guard against threats like ransomware, phishing, and data loss, all backed by local experts. Show your business some love with CityNet, connecting, protecting, and perfecting West Virginia businesses. Call CityNet today, 1-844-CityNet.
Getting ghosted is never fun, especially by your network. Cyber threats don't announce themselves. They slip in quietly, disrupt operations, and disappear before you know what happened. CityNet's cybersecurity services provide proactive monitoring, threat detection, and expert response, so your business stays connected and protected. Commit to a relationship built on trust and reliability. Learn more at citynet.net today. And remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
An irregular heartbeat can be serious. At WVU Medicine, our electrophysiology team offers world-class care, close to home and always within reach, to diagnose and treat heart rhythm disorders with advanced technology and devices. Call 877-WVU, the number 4 HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Sitting at Statewide Sportsline, we're in the Health Plan Studios. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday night. Still to come, Dalton Bolon, his Guinness Book of World Records shooting day. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, Coach Mick Price from Ravenswood joins us. He's the organizer or co-organizer, I suppose. This isn't a one-person job. This is a job for many, many people organizing this event. 36 games over 4 days, starting Monday, the Country Roads Shootout at West Virginia State. And Coach Price, good evening. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. This is great. And you're right. There's not one person that could run this. It's way too big. A lot of credit goes to Rick Green at GW and his coaching staff, and Mark Hatcher and some of his staff members. And we just try to put on the best event we can have for 4 days. There's 9 games a day. Great. I mean, it's really great. And we have so many people that want to be in it every year. We've got people that's already contacted us who want to be in it next year. So we're really excited about the whole thing. And we've got a great lineup this year. If people haven't seen the shootout, the Country Road Shootout list, it is a great lineup.
Well, we could spend the rest of the show listing all the games, but let's just say this. I mean, you've got – I don't want to leave teams out, but you've got teams from the Eastern Panhandle at Hedgesville and Martinsburg. Yes. Morgantown University's coming. John Marshall from the Northern Panhandle. You've got Southern West Virginia teams, Mingo Central. You've got Tug Valley. You've got Greenbrier West. You've got teams from the western part of the state in Parkersburg, yourselves. I mean, that's the thing. You get teams from literally all over the state.
I think that's what makes it special. You know, now these kids love it because they get to play during the day. West Virginia State is a great place. I mean, that is a wonderful facility down here at the Walker Convocation Center at West Virginia State. And Brian Poor and his staff do such a great job. But they get to play during the day. For the fans, $10, 9 games. Can't beat it. I mean, you can't beat it anywhere. And you get to watch great games all day. In our girls bracket, we got 16 girls teams. GW was in the semis last year. Charleston Catholic won the AA. Spring Valley won the 4A. Parkersburg's going to be in it. They were in the state tournament. St. Mary's in the semifinals. Gilmer County was the single A state champs. We got 16 boys teams that's coming back that was in the state tournament last year. In the A, Magnolia, Tug Valley, and St. Joe will be back. They're going to play in this shootout. Tug Valley won the state championship. In AA, we got Doddridge, Ritchie, Williamstown, Wyoming East, and Logan. And Williamstown was the state runner-up. Wyoming East got to the semis. In 3A, we got Elkins, Ripley, and Shady. And in 4A, GW, Rick's team was the state runner-up, but Morgantown was in the semis. You got Spring Valley, Martinsburg, Parkersburg South. Just a great lineup of games coming in. And we got something special this year that we haven't had. We got a couple teams from Kentucky coming in. Randy Anderson's team at Boyd County, they've already won the Kentucky 2A state championship. And then we got Ashland coming in, and Ashland finished in the final 8 last year. They got beat by, let me see what was, Christian Academy out of Louisville. And so we're excited about those teams coming in. And I think, we got Randy Anderson's team. I think they're playing Martinsburg, and Ashland's going to play Morgantown. So, man, what a great 4 days, man. If you're a basketball junkie, we're the place to be down at West Virginia State.
So, Mick, as you said, I'm sure you do get a lot of help in this thing because I can't imagine the logistics. And we can think, okay, get the teams in there, toss up the basketball and go, but you need officials for every game. You've got to have ticket takers, concession stands, anything and everything I can imagine. The logistics behind this must be unreal.
Yeah, this is not something you can put together Sunday before Monday. You can't do that. You can't just come in with a case of water and think you're going to be all right. We try to have everything there and ready to go and to make it a first-class event. When we play the very first game on at 8:30 on Monday, it's Braxton County versus Lincoln. Well, they don't usually play during the regular season. So it's a great game for them. And I know it's 8:30 in the morning, but a lot of these kids play AAU and stuff like that, and they're used to stuff like that. Plus, they're playing in a great event. So when they come in there at 8:30, they're going to be ready to play. And then in the halftime of that game, the teams playing after it, which is going to be Scott's girls and Riverside's girls, well, they get to warm up during the halftime of that. Then they get 10 minutes. And we try to keep those games, try to run this train schedule right on time. And I think Rick Green and Louis, his assistant coach, I think they do a wonderful job at organizing and running this stuff and keeping games on time. And you're right. It takes a lot of officials. It takes a lot of officials to do it. And last year we got slammed with snow. Yeah. But this year, I'm hoping, I saw that there's going to be a temperature of 50.
Yeah.
We haven't seen 50 since August? I mean, good Lord, that's how long it seems to have been. So maybe we're going to have great days where people can get out and come down here and watch these games. We sure hope so. And, we're lucky. We got D&D Sports Network. They're going to stream every game this year. So people can get on there and see that. And Jill Raines over at WVU Medicine Thomas Hospital, she's going to supply all the trainers. And then we got a couple of people, Country Roads Minerals, BSN Sports for shirts. Hatcher's got a company, Superior Pocahontas Construction. They're pitching in some money so we can keep this thing going. And, the admission at the gate is what we go on. We don't charge teams to come. We just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And hey, there's going to be a special game on Tuesday that I'm excited about at 11:30. Union versus Calhoun boys. I know both these coaches, and I know them both, and they not very often do they ever get to Charleston. And this is an opportunity for them guys to come. It's just two very small schools, but they get to play on a big-time scale. And I'm excited for those two schools and communities to be able to play in this game.
Yeah, that's outstanding. That's all part of it. So, again, $10 admission price gets you in for the day, every game, right? Can you come and go?
Every game. No, we can't. Once you're out, you're out.
Okay.
You got to stay. But, hey, Brian Poore and the West Virginia State boys, they got a great concession stand, so you don't need to go anyplace. So they got a great concession stand, so you can hit that and help them make a little money, too, while you're at it. But we're blessed, man. We're blessed. I mean, Rick Green and Mark Hatcher do such a wonderful job putting this thing on and doing all the logistics with it and stuff. And we try to get the schedule out, and we're just blessed to be able to play at West Virginia State and just to highlight some of the great teams in West Virginia. And as you mentioned before, from all over the state. That's what makes it special, I think.
Mm-hmm. Great teams and great players. I mean, obviously it's kind of who's who of you mentioned the top teams, and with those top teams come the best players.
That's right. Well, of the 18 of the boys teams that we have in this tournament, there are 18 boys teams that's ranked in the top 10 of their class. So you're not just going to see a basketball game. You're going to see some really good basketball games down here.
So it starts on Monday. Again, 9 games a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the Country Roads Shootout at West Virginia State. And I know, Coach, your team's in it. You're playing the showcase game, the late game on Tuesday against Clay County. And real quick, I know it was a rough start for you this year, but where's your team stand right now?
Well, right now we're 4-8. I think we're getting a little better each game. This is the first time in my coaching career that I ever started a group of kids in varsity basketball that had no varsity experience. So they had to grow up on the fly, and they've taken some hits while they were doing it, but I think they're learning, and I think we're getting better, and hopefully by tournament time we'll be a pretty good basketball team, and we'll be competitive. But we've played some really good teams too, and we got some good ones coming up. This weekend we play, Braxton County and Buffalo, two of the top teams in AA. And, next week we play down there, we play Clay County, and then we've got our LKC playoffs. So, our kids needed to grow up. They needed to get hit in the mouth a couple of times to figure it out. Hey, this is real. You got to know how to win. So I think we're getting better, and I'm excited to see what we're going to do the second part of the season.
Well, good luck with this. I know it's a lot of fun. It's a great time. Joe Bricado is going to be down there as well. So we'll have post-game wrap-ups and video highlights of the games on the website, on our website as well, WV MetroNews.com. Coach, again, thanks for your time tonight. Good luck with this.
Hey, we appreciate you guys covering it and making it something special throughout the state. And we appreciate Joe. When Joe comes down, he's almost part of the staff down there, and he does such a good job sending those clips out on each game. So, yeah, looking forward to see Joe again down there too. He does a great job.
Very good, Coach. Thanks. We appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas, for having me on. Good luck to you.
Coach Mick Price there of Ravenswood, one of the organizers of the Country Roads Shootout. Monday, you can get the schedule that's out there. We'll give you Monday's schedule real quick. And again, as the coach said, it starts at 8:30 a.m. Braxton County against Lincoln, that's a boys game. Scott against Riverside, a girls game. Scott against Wayne and boys. RCB against Ritchie County and boys. Hedgesville Summit Christian Academy, 2:30 in the afternoon. Boys, Sissonville against Philip Barber. Girls, GW against John Marshall. George Washington, an outstanding girls team. And then Charleston Catholic, their boys play Nitro, their girls play Cabell Midland. That's all just Monday. And again, as he mentioned, Morgantown's boys, George Washington's boys, they're all in the event. The Parkersburg South boys play Huntington on Thursday. So Tug Valley, defending single A champ, they play on Thursday against Magnolia. So it's a great event. Check it out. $10 for a maximum of 9 games per day at the Country Roads Shootout. And on that note, we'll take a break. We're back after this. This is the Sitting at Statewide Sports Line. Back to the Health Plan Studios right after this.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit WVMatchSurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence, and the great outdoors is coming inside. Join me at the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. More than 100,000 square feet of fishing gear and hunting supplies, outfitters and charter boats, ATVs, campers and tractors, guns, knives, and much more, all under one roof. An outdoorsman's paradise. The West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th in Morgantown. A WVRC media event.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sports Line returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Coming to Parkersburg High School, February 6th and 7th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Sitting at Statewide Sports Line, we're inside the Health Plan Studios in Morgantown. Kyle Wiggs and Greg Hunter with you. Brad's with the team, of course, in Cincinnati. He'll be back with Greg coming up tomorrow night. Well, recently, Dalton Bolon, who should be a very familiar name to sports fans in the state of West Virginia, he was a 3-time Division II All-American at West Liberty, Mountain East Conference Player of the Year, and went on, finished his college basketball career at the College of Charleston. Recently, Dalton took a day and did nothing but shoot three-pointers for 24 consecutive hours. He made 10,703. And Dalton Bolon joins us on the Sports Line. Good evening. Thanks for your time. Have you recovered yet?
What's up? Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. A couple days after that, I was a little rough time recovering, but feeling pretty good now.
Well, thanks again for coming on. First of all, take us back to the germination of this idea. Where did it come from?
Yeah, I was having I played at West Liberty, was there for 5 years, so developed some really good relationships at West Liberty. My college roommate for 5 years, best friend, his name's Trevor Cherry. He played football for the Hilltoppers. He got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and so it was kind of a rough hit for him. And we were trying to find ways to do different little fundraisers for him, and we were sitting on the couch during one of his infusions or his chemotherapies, and there was a guy going for the Guinness World Record for most threes made in 24 hours, and Trev's like, dude, you could probably do that. And I was like, why not? I'll try it. And we made it into a fundraiser. People pledged a certain amount of money per shot I made, so that's how we kind of originated the idea, and then just got bigger and bigger as we got closer to the date, and took the day and just shot a bunch of threes.
Yeah, bunch.
So Dalton, I mean, you had to have practiced for this. I mean, you're not playing as competitively as you used to, I don't think. So it's not like you probably could step out there and just go. Did you have to get ready for this a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people ask me that, and I think I had the best training regimen there is. One, I'm still around the game of basketball. Since I took time away from basketball, I'm done playing, but I've developed my own online training app called Psycho Hoops. And so I'm around basketball all the time, training kids online, doing different drills and video and stuff like that. So still around the gym, but I'll be honest, the best training I get for this type of event is I got 2 little kids, and so I don't sleep anyway. So this was like a perfect little training regimen to have when you got a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. Trained me through the night.
So this took some organization. Obviously, you needed a number of balls to shoot. You needed retrievers. You needed rebounders, right? And you needed people to feed you the ball. How did that all work out? I mean, they had to be with you too, right? Up all night.
Yeah, we had a lot of helpers and people that organized it. I had a lot of help from my buddy who has a company called BD Vibes. It's a mental health charity, but he was pretty passionate about this, helping out Trevor. And man, dude, honestly, he organized a ton of it. He got a lot of people to volunteer. We were able to use the shoot-away gun. So that was a nice little perk to be able to use the shoot-away gun to help rebound and kick balls back at you. But we had to have a bunch of witnesses, a bunch of timekeepers, counters, and different things to make it Guinness World Record, qualify for those specifications. But that was the big thing. I was so taken aback by all the support we had. We had a ton of people that showed up and really supported. So it was awesome.
So was there a point you got deep into this, I don't know, hour 22 that you go, I can't go anymore. I'm done. There's probably adrenaline right at the end, but at some point you had to just be exhausted.
Yeah, you'll kind of be some of the first people I'm kind of telling this. But 6 hours left. I lost 30 pounds. I was peeing blood. Ugh. And I had to. I knew I was going to get the record because I was on track. So, but I ended up getting the Guinness World Record and then stopping at about an hour short or about an hour left. So about 6 hours in, I was so far deep into the shooting that I was like, I'm just going to get the record. And then the doctors and nurses, they were like, all right, Dalton, let's go home. But no, I mean, when you're sitting there, during a break, and you can just feel dehydration, like you're sweating salt. It's crazy. But but I knew I had to keep going. I mean, the thing that kind of like motivates me for this event was there was a blank check behind the table every time I took a break, and just knowing that every shot I made, it didn't matter about the Guinness World Record type thing. It was just like every shot I made was going to be a bigger number that I could write on that check at the end and give to my buddy battling cancer. And so there's no greater motivation than that, and having my buddy who has stage 4 cancer, who just got done with the chemo treatment, sitting at the table there telling me, man, you're doing great. So talk about some motivation. It's tough to stop and quit whenever you have those couple things in your favor.
Yeah, so dehydration, no matter what you do, if you're physically active, if you're up, you're moving, you're running around, you're sweating for that long a time, it's impossible not to become dehydrated, right? How many breaks did you take to try to stay hydrated and to try to get some food in your belly?
Yeah, I took many different breaks. You're allowed to take quite a few breaks. The clock never stops, obviously, but you can take as many breaks as you kind of want. The thing that I had originally planned was I was going to get some IV fluids kind of in between some of my breaks during the event to help keep me hydrated. But I'm down here in Charleston, South Carolina, and for people, it's a little different than Charleston, West Virginia. Okay, we got a half an inch of snow, and the whole freaking state shut down. So, of all days that it could have happened, it snowed on the day that I did this event, and some people couldn't show up to because the roads were shut down. So, which sounds silly to the West Virginians, and it sounds silly to me because I'm a northern guy myself. But yeah, we had half an inch of snow, and some of the things that I was kind of like planning to have didn't show up, and so I just didn't do a very good job of keeping hydrated. I tried drinking water in between things, but when you have to make 8 threes every minute for 24 hours straight, I had a hard time also thinking like, oh, I got to take a little sip of water every once in a while. So it hurt me in the long run.
So give us an update, first of all, what you're doing now, and then how your buddy, Trevor Cherry, who this event was for, how is he doing in his battle with cancer?
Yeah, so right now I do I train kids. I love basketball. I developed an app online, available on App Store and stuff like that. And I make custom workouts for athletes all over. So I have a passion. They called me Psycho here in College of Charleston because I was just for how disciplined and persistent and relentless I was in my workout regiments. And so I just kind of took what I was good at and why I saw success in my career and kind of channeled it into a little, I guess you call it business, but I developed this app and I train a bunch of kids. And it's awesome. I love seeing people grow and get into their goals and dreams. And then, Trev was a big part of it. He's a big part in helping me with everything from my business, but just being around. He came to South Carolina. He's the head strength coach at Coker University, which is in Hartsville, South Carolina. It's a D2 school. If some of the West Virginia people who don't know, Mike Lamberti, the head coach at West Liberty, was the head coach at Coker University, and Trev was working with him. So that's how he kind of landed there. But, Trev is just the guy that got this news, and he's doing well. He has a positive outlook. If there's anybody that can beat stage 4 colon cancer, it's him, and he's giving it everything he got. So we're just trying to be there in his corner, and, we're always going to be there to support him any way we can. But, this event was just a nice way to tackle the little elephant in the room of the financial burden that he was facing of this for his family. So it felt good to be able to, support his family who's going through a rough time. So, but he's doing well. He has a good outlook. He's positive, and that dude don't stop, man. That dude don't stop.
Well, it sounds like you don't stop either. Speaking of the finances, okay, so you raised $23,000. Is there still a way to contribute for those of us who may have heard about this after the fact?
Yeah, we I was taken aback by the amount of support after the fact, and we did a live stream on our TikTok and put my Venmo in there at Bolon Dalton, BOLON DALTON. And we kind of made that just so it could be a funnel to donate to Trev. And we received many different donations after the fact, and we're still taking some. We're still collecting some. We've even raised even more money, so we're almost to the $30,000 mark, which is amazing. You can find more information on the social medias that I have. If you're still wanting to give and everything like that, you can always reach out to me or Trev, and any bit helps. Every bit helps, and we're gracious to be able to channel that to give to Trev. I know Trev is just overwhelmed with gratitude.
So up to $30,000. That's outstanding. And again, your Venmo, it's last name first, Bolon Dalton.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sure we've got listeners here that are probably just hearing about this, and they might want to reach out and help you a little bit, because everybody who's a basketball fan at all remembers your West Liberty days, where it was a pleasure watching you play, and those West Liberty teams were so much fun. And again, just the congratulations on this, and take a minute real quick and talk about your business as well, the Psycho Hoops.
Yeah, my Psycho Hoops app. It's on my social medias at Psycho Hoops or at Dalton Bolon 3. I found a niche out there in the online training profile or online training platforms of cookie cutter workouts and this stuff, and I don't do that. What I do is someone signs up, I learn about their game, I learn about their goals, their aspirations, and I custom make personalized workouts and send them out each week to my athletes, and I invest in their time. I use my network to help them get different connections and anything that I can do to get them to their goals. That's what I do. Work with many different teams as well. But my app is a great tool to use to be able to get personalized workouts that are custom made for you. And I love doing it. They have videos in there that I upload every day. It's awesome for me because I feel like I'm living on a basketball court. But I'm living on a basketball court with a purpose to help others reach goals. And, that's what a testament of my career was. I came from a guy that was basically a walk-on at West Liberty that was just given a shot by Coach Ben Hallett to join the squad whenever he took the head coaching job. And I just fell in love with the process of getting better each day. And, over time, you just stack days and you just get better and better. And people helped me in my process, and I hope that I can be a conduit to help others in their process and their journey. So that's what Psycho Hoops was designed for, and I'm having a blast doing it.
Well, outstanding. This was a great story, just a tremendous story, and we congratulate you on this. And hopefully the funds will keep coming in as up to, as you mentioned, 30,000 almost, 10,700 3-pointers. Now we know, Greg, in under 24 hours, and little under 23 hours.
And lost 30 pounds. That's a heck of a workout routine for all of us who need to, follow suit.
Yeah.
It's just go out and shoot 11,000 3-pointers. Exactly. Dalton, again, tremendous story. It's great catching up with you, and good to hear from you again. Good luck, and give Trevor our best, too, from West Virginia.
Hey, will do. Always great to hear from you guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right.
It means a lot.
Thank you. Dalton Bolon there, 3-time Division II All-American, MEC Player of the Year from his days at West Liberty, went on and played at the College of Charleston as well. We've got to get this last break in. We'll check the text line when we return. This is the Sitting at Statewide Sportsline. Back to the Health Plan Studios after this.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps. And never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit WVMatchSurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
Final few minutes on the sports line. This show was packed. A lot of content tonight. We've had some texts asking about the full schedule for the Country Roads Shootout. You can find it on X at WV Shootout. You can see the Country Roads Shootout 2026 full profile on X at WV Shootout. So the entire schedule is there. Mountaineer women won last night, 61-55 on the road at Colorado. Nice win there. Mountaineer men trying to pick up their second road win tonight as well. Caught up with some texts here. Texter says tonight's game can't get down again early on the road. Most outlets have West Virginia in trouble tonight. I hope not. I hope they don't go stretches without scoring, and they need to hit foul shots, please.
All those are true, right? You can't get off to those slow starts, and points are premium, so every foul shot's going to be paramount.
304 Talk 304. A comment from Dalton Bolon's comments, put a live stream on my TikTok account and use my Venmo. Nice to be young. Yeah, I don't TikTok either. So I kind of, but you know, if you want to do something like this, you've got to be out there on social media. And again, we got some texters send the stories along about Dalton Bolon. I know there was a story, I think on the College of Charleston website is where I saw it, the College of Charleston athletic website, because Dalton, as he mentioned, he lives in South Carolina now, and he played basketball there. So just Google, if that's the first thing you come up when you Google his name, is this story about this fundraiser where he made. I didn't ask him how many he shot.
He
made 10,703. I know in one of the stories I read, he made them at a very, very high clip. But still, if you make 10,703, you got to shoot 12 or 13 or 14,000. You would think, wouldn't you?
Well, and he said he had to make 8 a minute.
Yeah,
is what he was saying. Can you imagine that? That's an incredible number. And do that for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, it is amazing.
What an achievement, and what a great idea to help raise funds for his friend.
And the money's still coming in. As he mentioned, it was $23,000 after the event, and now he says it's up to about $30,000. So, again, a lot of energy there, a lot of dedication, and, man, we all had friends like that.
Yeah, very much so. And, prayers go out for Trevor, that, all this goes well.
Mountaineers tonight at Cincinnati. Again, if you joined the show late, Mustafa Cham is out, not in the lineup, at least according to the injury report that they updated. Last night he was questionable, but that was updated today to indicate he is out. So Cincinnati without its 7-2 center tonight for the game against the Mountaineers.
Take every advantage you can get.
No doubt. Brad will be back tomorrow. We'll have a comprehensive recap of the game tonight, which is tipping off in just a couple of minutes. I'll be out tomorrow. I'll be at Hope Coliseum with wrestling for ESPN Plus. Hope to see you there. But again, if you don't come out, watch the event on ESPN Plus. And it is senior night for the Mountaineer wrestlers. The two seniors in the lineup, Jet Strickenberger and Jordan Titus, and which is good. I mean, all the others will be back next year. It's a young team. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night on the Sportsline.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the MetroNews Radio Network. All rights reserved.